guys, it's Jessii Vee, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the real life Beauty and the Beast. This was a couple back in the 1500s, and they have a very tragic story. The way they got together is so sad. Everything about it is so sad. So I'm gonna get into that in just a moment. But before, I have one last reminder about the backdrop behind me. I think it is so cool. Love the owl with the glowing eyes. If you would like to win it, all you have to do is be subscribed to this channel, turn on your notification bell, and then head over to my Instagram, give it a follow, and DM me the owl emoji, or you could comment it on any of my photos. And yeah, I'll be announcing the winner in a couple weeks. The other thing is that we have just launched our Valentine's Day mystery boxes. We are only doing 100 this year, but we are hiding the 3 golden tickets amongst them. So because there's less this year, there's more chance of you finding a ticket, which is so cool. So if you would like one, I will link it down below. This year's box is actually super cool. It's called Double Love because you get double of everything. So you will get 2 Pom Pal plushies. One says hugs, one says love. So cute. You will get 2 necklaces in a jar. One is a small one that has a word. This one says shine, one says love, one says luck. And in the bigger one, you will get a heart necklace, and there's a different color jewel in each different one, so that's the mystery. But you will get 2, and these are glass jars, and they're gorgeous, and you can keep them and store things in them afterwards. You will get 2 candies, so of course we had to put in love hearts. You'll also get a pink rock candy, which is so cute. And the only thing there's not 2 of is this tumbler. I love it. It says always spread love, Jessii Vee. There's a little design on it, comes with a straw, and of course it is BPA free. And yeah, this is like the coolest, I think, custom item that we've had in the boxes ever. So if you guys would like one before they sell out, I will link it down below. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into today's video. In the Disney version of Beauty and the Beast, Belle is an intelligent, strong-willed beauty who falls for a man who has been cursed to look like a beast. In spite of the curse, the beast has caring eyes and a soft interior, and a fierce devotion to Belle. In between all the singing, with dishes twirling through candlelit ballrooms and impromptu snowball fights, the couple falls deeply in love. Beauty and the Beast get a fairy tale ending when their love breaks the curse and the 2 live happily ever after in the castle. By the way, everyone says that Human Beast is ugly, but he's like, I think he's fine. Comment down below if you like what he looks like, because everyone online is saying he's so ugly and that the Beast was better, but honestly, I like him. I like Human Beast. If you like Human Beast, comment the heart emoji, but if you like the Beast better, comment the wolf emoji. Okay, so the real couple who inspired Beauty and the Beast lived a very tragic life. Just like P.T. Barnum collected freaks back in the 16th century, Europe's royal courts would also compete to find the strangest human for their amusement. And this is where a man named Petrus Gonsalves comes into play. He was considered the real Beast. He was born in 1537 in the Canary Islands, and he had a hereditary condition that made him appear hairy. So instead of being treated like a real person, he was treated like a wild beast, which is awful. And stories of wild men had flourished for centuries. They were seen as more animal than human, barbarians that lived on the edges of civilization. And unfortunately, everyone assumed that young Petrus was somehow not fully human because of his condition. Now, Petrus was the first ever recorded person to suffer from hypertrichosis, which is a condition that causes excessive body hair on the body. This is extremely rare, and there's actually only 50 known cases from history. And when he was only 10 years old, Petrus Gonsalves was locked into an iron cage where he was given raw meat and animal feed. And in 1547, young Petrus was shipped off to France as a gift to King Henry II of France for his coronation. And once Petrus arrived in France, he was immediately locked in a dungeon for observation as if he were a wild animal. The court's doctors and academics would poke and prod at him, and once they did some experiments, they realized he wasn't a wild animal, he was actually a 10-year-old boy with very soft hair growing all over him. So King Henry declared that Petrus should have an education. In the king's eyes, he was a savage who must have been incapable of learning, so it was almost like a test he was putting this boy up to. But young Petrus shocked the court by becoming fluent in Latin Latin and learning noble etiquette. So he was basically able to disprove these stereotypes of beasts, and he became this important court guest. Petrus was allowed to dress like a nobleman and eat cooked food. The king even reportedly took a liking to Petrus, which was considered a great honor in the 16th century. But even so, he was still considered to be slightly less than human. And because he was a freak of nature, he would go and dazzle the people who would come visit the court. He was still treated like a human pet, even though he proved his intelligence. Artist Agostino Carracci even painted a portrait of 3 of the members of King Henry's court, and this portrait was titled Harry, Mad Peter, and Tiny Amon. So now that you know a bit of his backstory, let's talk about this marriage. So after King Henry's death, his wife, who was the queen, thought it would be hilarious to arrange a marriage for Petrus, but she decided to not tell his future bride about his condition. So she would pair them together, and the wife would find out on her wedding day what he actually looked like. The queen found her beauty in a young maiden who was also named Catherine. She was the daughter of a royal court servant, and the queen just thought it was so funny. She couldn't wait to see them together. She couldn't wait to see them have children because they would all be hairy. She was trying to make this hairy family to be entertaining to the court. She was literally ready to call them Beauty and the Beast. So like I said, the maiden's name was Catherine, and her reaction to seeing Petrus for the first time wasn't actually recorded anywhere. We don't know if she screamed, if she was unfazed, if she was scared. We don't know how she reacted in those first moments. But rumors were swirling around that this beauty was unhappy initially with their union, which is understandable, and put the hair aside out of the equation. Being forced to marry someone is of course an unhappy situation, and then yeah, when they look like that, it could be startling. Certainly, finding a wild man at the end of the aisle must have been quite a shock for young Catherine, but over time, she came to care for Petrus, and the two were married for 40 years. So like the sayings go, it's the inside that counts, and she did start to feel love for Petrus. And within a handful of years after their wedding, they did have 2 children together, neither of which were born with the father's condition, so they did not have hair all over their body. And so the queen was very disappointed with her experiment because, like I said, she was hoping they would all come out looking like the father, but she was able to have her laugh in the end because they had 2 more children, and those children were covered in hair. Catherine, Petrus, and their children were sent on tour to entertain Europe's royalty. Across Europe, people marveled at the wild family, and naturalists studied the children. In the 1580s, they had their portraits painted in castles all over the place, a ton of royal courts. Everyone just knew who they were, this hairy family. In the paintings, the wild children were always shown in noble dress, as if to highlight the gap between their savage appearance and their civilized status. And this story does not end happily at all. In a tragic turn of events, because they ended up having actually a lot more children with hair, the Duke sent away all of the children as gifts to his royal friends. So literally they were given away as pets in the end. So the poor children were separated from their families and sent off to different places as entertainment. And literally that is how it ends. It's baffling to me. But things back in the 1500s were insane, and there are so many different stories that I can talk about. So if you guys are interested in weird, bizarre history like this, give this video a thumbs up and let me know, because I can definitely do so much more. But yeah, just, you know, moral of the story, treat everyone like they're human because they are, unless they're aliens from Mars or something. But still, treat them well. Anyways though guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget, if you would like a Valentine's Day mystery box, I've linked it down below. But I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!